Right now, a child's destiny is decided before they even learn to speak. In our world, all children are raised in state-run facilities from birth. These are not orphanages. These are modern, well-funded campuses. Each child has well-trained caregivers. They receive guaranteed health care, good nutrition, and a structured education that has academics and extracurriculars like sports, arts, or technology. These caregivers are professionals, accountable to the state, making sure no child lacks the attention they need. The state has strong incentives to be a good caregiver for children because more educated children grow into more productive taxpayers and voters. Unlike parents who can neglect, abuse, or underinvest, the state has systemic incentives to keep children thriving, and they are held accountable by society and by the parents. So it is their obligation to provide high class education for children. My first argument is why a world where all children are raised by the state achieves true equality of opportunity. Take a child in the Bronx, born to a poor single mother. They attend an underfunded public school where teachers are overstretched and classrooms overcrowded. At home, they must look after their two younger siblings, leaving little time for homework. They get lower grades because they're so focused on taking care and juggling so much in their life, so they miss out on opportunities to prestigious universities. Meanwhile, a child born to a wealthy family in Manhattan gets private tutors, extracurriculars, and family contacts that open doors to Ivy League admissions. Both children may be equally intelligent and willing to put the same amount of effort, but one's path is paved and set right out for them, while the other's is blocked, not because of merit, but because of the lottery of birth. This inequality compounds across a lifetime. Worse health, worse jobs, less political power, and higher rates of imprisonment. The impact is clear. In the status quo, your chances of success in life are not determined by your effort or ability, but by the wealth of your parents. In our world, every child is raised in a state run facility where they receive the same level of care, resources, and education. That means when they graduate, they all stand at the same level, with the same qualification and the same platform to enter society. Their success in careers and in life is no longer determined by the lottery of birth, but instead by their own effort, their own choices, and merit. And this, judge, is a fairer and more just world because no child is unfairly disadvantaged from the very start. My second argument is why our world has far less racial and religious discrimination. Children from marginalized groups often inherit not just poverty but social stigmas. A black child in the US may face racial profiling from teachers and police while lacking the capital to push back. An immigrant child may grow up with an accent and limited parental guidance about having access to better education systems. Inequality increases not only economic and also social hierarchy, leading to more racism and more exclusion. So, how we solve this is that children grow up in diverse groups where race and class don't determine status, making discrimination much harder, and they grow up in a place where social stigmas and barriers like racism don't exist, where their mind is not determined by culture and the values of racist parents. In the status quo, children live in naturally segregated areas and are seldom exposed to different racial communities. A child born into a poor or segregated neighborhood may grow up surrounded almost entirely by people who look, speak, have the same culture, and have the same religion as them. This isolation leads to prejudice because they don't build interactions and friendships with people outside their group. In our model, every child is raised in a mixed, state-run facility alongside peers of all races and of religions and backgrounds. They have friendships, they play sports together, and have dormitories with people different from themselves. Those bonds make it normal for them to trust, respect, and collaborate with others regardless of different identities and skin colors. And when they become adults, they bring that mindset into the workplaces, into universities and politics, reducing discrimination, discrimination and racism across society into the future, unlike the status quo. Discrimination crushes a child's opportunities from the start. Imagine a black child today. Even if they work hard and do well, they enter a society where teachers expect less of them, where employers stereotype them as less capable, and police are more likely to treat them as suspicious. That bias wears them down, limiting their confidence, the chances offered to them, and is deeply unfair. In our model, the same children grow up in an environment where every peer, teacher, and caregiver will treat them as an equal from day one. Their friendships and achievement are seen on merit, and they don't carry the burden of prejudice shaping how others perceive. On to my third argument. State facilities provide the expertise and capacity necessary to support children with special needs. What is the problem in this status quo? Children with special needs are the ones most failed by the current system. In an average school, one teacher can face 40 to 50 screaming children in a single classroom. That teacher rarely has the training, resources, income, or time to give specialized attention to anyone. Parents, even if deeply loving, are often overwhelmed. A mother working two jobs cannot spend hours each night finding ways to teach the dyslexic child how to read. A father without training can't give therapy for a child with ADHD or autism. As a result, there's more inequality. More children with special needs fall behind and are mislabeled as lazy and stupid and will never live up to their full potential. This leads to less education success, more dropouts, and more exclusion from the workforce. So how does our world do better? There are specialist staff. There are state-run facilities that can employ trained psychologists, therapists, speech doctors, and teachers for special education. And each child can have targeted interventions, and unlike crowded public schools, these groups can be taught in smaller numbers, which lead to more personal attention. Facilities can afford these technologies, unlike parents who may burn out or lack time or money. These professionals can give structure and important support daily. Children who would be written off as failures in status quo can flourish. Dyslexic students can excel in creative fields. People can thrive in mathematics, music, coding, robotics, anything. And no matter how much parents love their child, they cannot match the institutional expertise, professional training, and resources that the state can provide. At the end of this debate, it is only in our world where every child gets the support and opportunity they deserve and no child is left behind. With that, I'll end my speech.